Ever wondered how your brain decides what to eat for breakfast, which route to take to work, or whether to swipe left or right on a dating app? Our brains are constantly making decisions, big and small. But how does it all work? Stick around as we dive into the science behind how our brains make decisions. First, let's break down the decision-making process. From the moment you're faced with a choice, several regions of the brain light up, working together to evaluate the options. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for planning and reasoning, plays a key role, while the amygdala, the brain's emotional center, weighs in on how you feel about your options. The prefrontal cortex helps you weigh pros and cons, but the amygdala often influences your choices based on emotions. Think of it like the brain's tug-of-war between logic and feelings. Our decisions are also shaped by memory. When we make a choice, our brain recalls past experiences. This helps us avoid making the same mistakes, but sometimes it can lead to biases. For example, if we've had a positive experience with a particular food, we might choose it again, even if it's not the healthiest option. Speaking of biases, our brains aren't always logical. We all have cognitive biases, mental shortcuts that can lead us to make decisions based on incomplete or faulty information. For instance, confirmation bias makes us seek information that supports what we already believe, while availability bias might have us overestimating the likelihood of something based on recent experiences. These biases can skew our choices without us even realizing it, making decision-making a lot more complex than just weighing the facts. Ever heard someone say, "Go with your gut"? That's actually your emotions influencing your decision-making. The brain's emotional centers play a huge role in shaping our choices, sometimes overriding logic. Decisions based on emotion can be faster, but not always the best. Let's look at how emotions can sometimes lead us to impulsive choices, like buying things we don't need or making snap judgments about people. Stress also affects how we make decisions. Under pressure, our brains tend to rely more on quick, intuitive judgments rather than thoughtful reasoning. While this can be useful in life or death situations, it can lead to poor choices in everyday life. High stress levels can also impair memory and creativity, making decision-making even harder. Every decision we make, no matter how small, has consequences. Whether it's a career choice or what to have for dinner, our decisions shape our future. The brain constantly adapts based on previous decisions, learning from mistakes or reinforcing habits. In a way, every decision is a building block for who we are becoming. So, how does our brain make decisions? It's a fascinating dance between logic, emotion, memory, and even stress. We make hundreds of decisions every day, and each one is influenced by a complex web of factors. But the most exciting part is how our brains are constantly learning, adapting, and evolving. So, next time you're faced with a tough choice, think about what's really at play in your brain. Remember, decision-making is not just about making the right choice, it's about learning from each experience. So, what's one small decision you can make today that will shape your future? Let us know in the comments.